read the first chapter in The Wise Enchanter, A Journey Through the Alphabet. Got Scottish tea, ethically sourced by Thompson. Hopefully my voice can make it through a chapter. Chapter 1. As Saipho put his head down on his pillow, he immediately began to drift back to Africa, to the place where he had been born. It was the first day of the long school holidays. Saipho was tired after his adventure with the dolphin and the sea sprite, and had more questions than ever that needed to be answered, so he went to bed early. Often he dreamed of the giant trees and rolling hills of Zululand, and on this particular night, he dreamt of the rocks and the waving grasses behind his family's old mud hut. He dreamt that he walked out into the warm, starry evening, carrying his sleeping mat to lie down under the stars. As he lay down on the mat, he heard a deep voice. Saipho, it said, and seemed to rumble like a distant thunder for the first summer rain. When he looked up at the night sky, he saw a handsome warrior standing in shimmering starlight. "Who are you?" Saipho asked. "I am your ancestor. I am your father's 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 father. Do not forget where you have come from." "I won't forget. Why are you here?" he asked, and shivered though it wasn't cold at all. "Because I have heard the many questions in your heart. Can you tell me the answers?" "No, I am here to give you courage. Only you can make the journey of learning that leads to wisdom, and only with wisdom you will find the answers that you seek. You and your friends must make this journey. When you wake up, you will remember that your task will be to make pictures of all that you find on your way, until you have filled up a book. You must look carefully to find the secret signs that will unlock your wisdom of the world. There are 26 symbols in all, and you must uncover every one. Then, when the book is heavy and full, you might find what you have been searching for. Remember, I am here, Saipho. You may always find me. I am your ancestor, ancient and ageless. Wherever you are, I am." Saipho heard the deep voice grow fainter, and when he turned his head, his ancestor was gone. The mat felt very soft underneath him. Slowly, he opened his eyes and saw that he was far away from Africa, lying not on the grass mat, but in a bed with blue and white sheets in a house where the morning sun was shining brightly through the window, and the warm voices of his parents were drifting towards him from the kitchen. Later that morning, the 4 friends met down at the beach. Saipho told his friends his dream. They listened carefully. "And so," Saipho said, "I know what we have to do. We have to make a magic book. We must fill it with the things we find along the way. We must look for the 26 symbols that will unlock the wisdom of the world." "Yes," exclaimed Lauren, "and I have just the book. After the beach, come back to my house. I'll show you." So when it was time for lunch, the children went to Lauren's house. In her bedroom, she took a large, heavy book from her shelf. It was beautiful, handmade book with a leather covered, embossed with intricate golden designs. Lauren opened it carefully. The book was full of blank pages waiting to be filled. "My mother made this," Lauren said. "She said it was to be used for something special. I haven't found anything special enough for such a book yet. But now we do have something special enough," Saipho said, as Lauren flipped through the many clean pages. "Yes, this is the book, the magic book." The others all looked at the book. It seemed suddenly alive with magical possibilities. The golden designs on the cover shimmered. Lauren flipped to the first smooth, clean white page. Then she carefully took out her best crayons from a drawer next to her bed and handed them to Saipho. "You start, Saipho. Put something on the first page." And Saipho began. He drew his ancestor in Africa coming to him in a dream. When he was finished, he looked at his friends. The drawing was so beautiful that no one would believe what they were seeing. Sifo himself could hardly believe what he had drawn. I drew this, and yet I couldn't have. Look what he gave us, Sifo said, and showed them his ancestor standing there so straight, with his asiyajai held firmly in both hands. He is standing like an A. He's my ancestor. He's always there when I need him. The children stared in astonishment. They all took turns tracing with their fingers the beautiful letter A that they saw in the ancestor. I've never been able to draw like this before, Sifo said softly. There's something extraordinary about this book. It's magic, Lauren said. It's not just any old book. And here is the picture of Sifo with his ancestor. I believe that's a staff. Obviously, I couldn't pronounce. Or it's some kind of tool, as a warrior would have held. 6/28/2018 is my Chipotle receipt. I have these wild moons at. Today is the last quarter moon here in North America, in the US of A. Sanguine surrender. Phase influence. Assessment, contemplation. Tremendous growth has occurred, whether we realize it or not. We may be feeling overwhelmed, pulled in different directions. Decisiveness is required, even in a state of indecision or fear. You know what must be done. Silence and solitude are required to summon your courage and free your truth. History and lore. As we near the end of a full lunar cycle, the time has now come to prune, clear the weeds of your intentional and external gardens. Notice and accept what's been flourishing and what's been taking more and what's been yielding. Remove what needs removal with love. Acknowledge what's been working with love. And above all, feel grateful for your harvest, your lessons, and your growth. Ritual. Clearing meditation. Call upon Kali, goddess of destruction and creation. Envision a crystal skull in your mind's eye. See it enveloped in a purple flame. Feel your own crown chakra open with it. And with it, feel your ego melt away. In this newly created space, make your most difficult decisions. Burn the emotional dross to make way for spiritual growth. Allow yourself to rise and release all the rest. Herb. Burn sage to cleanse, clear, and clarify. Mantra. I am balanced. I am decisive. I make decisions from a place of power and love. Card 21.